slowly tease the tips of the pins up.
Now close your eyes and listen to the video. Hello YouTube and welcome back. Today we're gonna be going over all the April Fool videos that I could find. If I did miss one, please let me know. But I think I got them all, and a lot of you were recommending these. So buckle in. This video is called Manipulating My Tiny Cock.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is one of the most treasured cylinders in my collection, and one that I don't often share publicly. In fact, I normally only show it to my wife. It goes by many different names, but my favorite is that used by the French, so that is what we will use today.
Of course.
It is le coq. Now, I have had this cylinder for literally as long as I can remember. In fact, I vividly recall playing with it all the time when I was younger.
Oh.
And you can see from the condition that this cock has seen some hard use over the years. If you're familiar with cock cylinders, you may be thinking right about now that mine is a little on the small side. And it's true. This is only about 2.35 inches long, which makes it the smallest cock that I have ever seen. But even so, it never fails to put...
Wait. The smallest you've ever seen? Do you often go around looking at other people's cock?
...put a smile on my face, and I've come to terms with the fact that I'll probably never have a bigger one. Now, manipulating the cock, like most other cylinders, does require a deft touch. With too much or too little force, nothing will happen, and likewise, you need to know exactly where and how to twist and push if you're going to be successful. But with all the time I've spent with this cock over the years, I have become a true master at manipulating it. So let me show you how it's done. I like to grasp the cylinder firmly with my left hand, wrapping my fingers tightly around it. And with that same hand, I apply a clockwise torque. Now that torque is pretty firm at first, but during the course of the manipulation, I tend to subconsciously vary and pulse the pressure depending on how it feels. With my other hand, I start at the tip of the cock and slowly tease the tips of the pins up.
We can't forget the tease, chat. We can't forget it. Yep. Now close your eyes and listen to the video.
Using a firm pulsing motion. And I like to work my way towards the back of the cock and then repeat those motions over and over again until we get the desired result. So let's see if we can do that right now. Now, I normally narrate when I do this, but when I manipulate this cock, I tend to lose my concentration. So we're not going to do that today.
So many people watching him manipulate his cock. Yep. Very natural movement right there, yeah. It's like he knows it inside and out.
Oh, and there we go. It tends to catch me by surprise every now and then, but I'll tell you, it never gets old. So normally, I'd take this apart right now to show you what's inside, but the prospect of permanently damaging my cock is frankly unthinkable, so I'm not going to risk it. That means that's it for today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st.
This is absolutely amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what he has prepared for this year. Oh, he knew what he was doing. Well, of course, he's manipulated this cock his entire life almost. Of course he knew what he was doing. I see why people wanted me to watch this now. Okay, next one. We're getting into his wife's beaver.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and about a year ago, I showed you my absolute favorite cylinder. This well-used, albeit somewhat short cock. Now, if you'd like to see more of my cock, I'll leave a link to that year-old video in the description below.
Welcome in, Raiders! I'll leave a link down below. That's wild, man.
But today is all about the favorite of Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer, and while she does like my cock, it is not her favorite. Her favorite is one that she actually had even before I knew her, though it never got any use until after we met. At least that's what she tells me.
Oh
If you saw the
my.
title to this video, then you know that it is, of course, her beaver. Now, I have been avidly interested in beavers since I was a teenager. But over the years, no two beavers that I've ever seen have been exactly alike. So, let's take a closer look at my wife's beaver. The most obvious feature is the large opening in the center. But if we take a closer look, we'll see something that a lot of guys miss. There's a small hood-shaped feature at the 12 o'clock position. If you're going to manipulate a beaver, you're going to have to give that area special attention. Another notable property is the wrinkled surface all around the main opening. Not all beavers have that. In fact, I have another beaver that I keep on the side. My wife doesn't know about this one, but let's take a look at it.
Oh
You'll
no!
see that this one is perfectly smooth on the outside. That's actually pretty common on the newer beavers. So let's hide this one away and then see what it takes to get into my wife's. Now, from experience, I can tell you that a generous squirt of lube will make this process go much easier. So
Interesting. Okay. He's lubing his wife's beaver up.
Work that in to get it very slick on the inside. Okay, now that it's well lubricated, I'm going to take out my tool. Now it looks a little bit on the big side. In fact, when my wife first saw it, she didn't think it would fit. But after that squirt of lube we gave it earlier, it should slip right in. But before I show you that, a word about technique.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the tone does not change. How many times did he have to record this to get this absolute monotone tone going on while he's explaining what he's doing? Jesus Christ, man. And now I think you came at the perfect time.
I'm going to be using a firm thrusting motion together with a small twist. Not everyone does it that way, but I find that technique very effective. Okay, let's get started.
Damn.
So, as you can see, it is disappointingly fast and easy to get into my wife's beaver. In any case, that's all I have for you today.
Disappointingly easy. Oh, I mean, we can thank the loop for that, right?
If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe and have a great April 1st.
Well, there you have it, folks. This is how you get into his wife's beaver. I hope this is useful information. It's time for the third April Fool's video in the series. This one is called Getting in My Ex's Backdoor. Oh boy.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and on this channel I've demonstrated how to penetrate some of the most secure equipment out there, usually using some very simple tools. But it's almost always done right here on my desk. It's a controlled environment that might not be equivalent to field conditions. So today I'm taking you on the road with me. You see, I just got a call from my ex-girlfriend who's having a problem. Her new boyfriend is apparently having trouble getting in her back door. It's really tight, and she told him to stop trying because all he was doing was pushing really hard, and she was afraid something would break. But she remembered that when we were dating, I used to go in through her back door all the time. This is a picture of her back door. She just sent it to me, and I don't see any reason why this should be a problem. Frankly, it looks looser than it was back when we were dating. So, while her boyfriend's at work, she asked me to come over and see if I could help loosen things up. I, of course, agreed, so long as I could get it on video and share it on this channel. So, let's...
I agreed as long as I could share it online, nice.
Drive over and see if we can get in her back door without breaking anything. Okay, folks, here we are.
Very creative.
My ex-girlfriend's back door
Double
is
meaning.
far dirtier than it ever used to be back when we were dating.
That is very dirty indeed, yep. That is indeed very dirty. I would not thrust my tool in there.
It seems to have been neglected pretty badly, but I'm actually glad to find it this way. So you can see why I always keep baby wipes handy whenever I do anything like this. So let's get one out and wipe all of this brown residue away.
Oh man.
Okay, this is pretty dirty. It might be a 2-wipe job.
2-wipe job? Oh no! Oh no, that's nasty! Poor Backdoor being so neglected. You know, the thing that I have as a question is, okay, so we know that he's making these videos and we know that that's happening, but like, do you just randomly one day come across someone just calls you and goes like, hey, Nick, I don't know his name. Hey, Nick, what's up? Long time. Do you think you can help me fix my back door lock? Like, can you take a look at it? And then you go there and you see this and you're like, oh yeah, this would make a really good video for April Fools. It's kind of like brown, it's dirty, it's in the backyard. How the heck do you end up with the footage for this? That's what I want to know. So how does this just randomly come up? Because there are other ones I get, right? Like the beaver, haha funny, the cock one, okay. But this one?
Okay, now that we have the outside just a little bit cleaner, it's time to flush out the inside as well. And because we need to lubricate this anyway, I'm going to flush out the main opening with a good bit of lube. We just need to be sure to keep a towel underneath that opening so we don't make a mess. Here it makes a lot of sense to be generous with that lubricant. Backdoors tend to be neglected, so you can't have too much.
He's using a firearm lubricant.
Okay, we are almost ready, but before I go any further, I need to put on some rubber for my own protection.
Nice.
Now, depending on various factors, I should note that the opening could be in an awkward position. And all I have to say about that is deal with it. It's not uncommon, especially when you're going in through the back door.
Deal with it! It's wild, bro! That's just wild!
Now, I can't just shove in my tool. I need to be very gentle and wiggle things into position if I'm going to stand any chance of getting in.
You want to watch him get into the back door? What are we watching together, chat? What are we watching?
I think we're there. All it needs now is a firm shove.
He pushed really well.
In. Now you need to understand that just because I got in her back door doesn't mean that her boyfriend will be able to as well. So I need to spend some time working it in and loosening it up. But I'm going to do that off camera, so that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe.
Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh. All I got from this is remember to use a rubber and a lot of lube. Oh, and make sure you have baby wipes. Yeah. Entering your ex's back door is a serious business. My 18-inch long Johnson.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and over the years I have tried mightily to interest Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer in my lock collection. Unfortunately, I've had no success at all, until last week when she came home with this absolutely perfect example of a Johnson. And it's not just any Johnson, it's the extraordinarily rare 18-inch variant. I did ask her why she was
Spare
finally
tire
showing interest in locks, and all she would say is unlike my 2.5-inch long cock, this 18-inch Johnson would be getting a lot of use. So, how does one use an 18-inch long Johnson? It's fairly simple. All you need to do is insert the tip of the shaft into this opening and press firmly. You'll note that while the shaft is fairly flexible, it's also quite hard. And that hardness is both intrinsic to the function and it greatly aids the insertion. Now, one thing I immediately noticed with my new Johnson is that no matter how hard I pushed, I wasn't able to stuff more than about 6 to 8 inches into the opening. If you try to shove it in any farther, you're likely going to do damage. You can, however, insert the Johnson in either the front or the rear opening.
Oh
my! To get it in the rear, you flip it over, then insert the tip of the shaft, that's usually the hard part, then give it a solid shove to fully seat it. Once again, inserting the Johnson more than about 6 to 8 inches into the rear hole risks damage, though you may be able to get in a bit farther with proper lubrication. Now, as you might imagine, I was quite proud of my new 18-inch Johnson, and when I received it, I showed it to all of my friends and family, at least those who I could get to look. I was quite surprised when my father took me aside and revealed that he too had an unusual Johnson, in fact one that's far more rare than my own. His, of course, is a slightly older model, which is generally built the same, with a somewhat flexible, yet very hard shaft. However, my father's Johnson is a...
Now we're watching his father's! First him, then his wife, then his ex, now his dad! The fact that, okay, the fact that he's continuing the trend is not just the innuendos, but also the entire family. I'm like, okay.
Full 24 inches long. I can't even get it on screen.
24?
I've read about Johnsons this long, but never imagined I'd ever get to handle one.
Jesus.
Now, when I first examined it, I noticed that my father's Johnson has a wide bulbous feature on the end of the shaft. Because of that, you can only shove about 2 to 3 inches of the shaft, really just the tip, into the opening. After that, it tends to get stuck. That said, it does seem to be very effective. So, I think you all can tell that I'm very pleased with Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer's new acquisition. And much to my surprise, for someone who doesn't like locks, she also seems to be quite excited about my 18-inch Johnson. In any case, that's all.
Hey, but have you shown her the 24-inch Johnson? That would be kind of awkward. A weird conversation, but you know.
I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below.
Do you have any questions? Do I even want to... Okay, let's see the comments. He didn't waste even one sentence. My wife said, what the fuck are you watching? I waited a whole year for this. 3 years ago, he had a tiny cock. Now he has an 18-inch Johnson. What a transformation. It makes so much sense this guy's a lawyer. He's able to say the most ridiculous things while sounding completely logical and not breaking a damn sweat. The fact that everything he's saying makes sense is so much better. That's the Johnson she tells you not to worry about. Yep. Imagine your wife leaves you because your 18-inch Johnson is overshadowed by your dad's 24-1. Now we are 3 years ago. How to fill my wife's beaver.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is something that's really important to myself and Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer. In fact, it's something she's been playing with since her teens, and she let me first use it on our 3rd date.
Hey, yo.
I'm sure you've all gotten a good look and can clearly see that it is my wife's beaver. Now, I showed you her beaver a few years ago in video number 862, but I wanted to feature it again because as I read through the comments, I realized that many of you just don't appreciate how versatile a beaver can be. For instance, when they get their hands on a beaver, I know a lot of guys who just load it up as fast as they can and call it a day. But that is a big mistake. First, before you put anything in the beaver, you have to make sure all the appropriate parts are properly lubricated. Otherwise, you're probably going to do some damage. Then you need to give careful consideration to what you're going to put in the beaver. It is pretty common to see guys put balls like this inside the beaver. And while, like most guys, I do have a nice sack of balls, that's getting to be pretty cliche. A less common and probably healthier option is to put your nuts in a beaver. But again, it's not something that really appeals to me. Now, if you're just looking to have fun, probably the best option is to put toys into a beaver. But a word of caution here. If you try to stick toys in a beaver and those toys are too big, it is possible, if not likely, that you're going to do damage. And just as bad, the toy
Be careful with the toy.
Stuck. So, before trying to stick toys in a beaver, always ask the owner for both permission and instructions. Fortunately, by our 4th or 5th date, my wife figured out that I knew my way around her beaver pretty well. So she gives me a lot of leeway here and actually encourages me to be creative.
Nice.
So, while I do have a lot of options, my absolute favorite thing to put in my wife's beaver are banana-shaped treats. Now, obviously, this small package isn't going to fill up my wife's beaver, and it can be pretty awkward if you don't fill the entire beaver. In fact, it's usually better to have a little left over.
Oh my God.
Today, I am going to
stuff
my entire 15-pound banana treat package into my wife's beaver. Now,
Jesus
the first thing
Christ.
I need to do is take out my tool and insert it into this slit-shaped opening right on the top. Then I need to jiggle it around for a while. This part can be boring. Just jiggle while giving it a twist.
Oh, the foreplay.
You might not think that can do much, but if you do it enough, it'll turn this little slit-shaped opening into a large gaping one.
Yes,
and I think you can see just how wide I opened up my wife's beaver, and it is clearly going to be a lot easier to jam in this huge package. However, at my wife's request, I'm not going to show that part on camera, so that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe, and have a great April 1st.
My question is, why are some bananas blue and some of them green? That's a bit too green, don't you think? Oh man. My 36-inch King Dick Rex locks. That's a title, alright.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and several years ago I produced a series of videos showing how to twist popular padlocks off their hasps using my 24-inch pipe wrench. And to be sure, it was a very effective attack, though it did have its limits. One of which was due to the fact that I was using a relatively low-quality pipe wrench from Harbor Freight. So, before we continue the series, it seems pretty clear that I need a better tool. I asked my friends if they had any candidates. My friend Tony offered the use of his 8-inch Wang. Now, normally, an 8-inch Wang would be more than enough for any standard job, something like laying pipe. But it just doesn't give enough power for what I want to show you. And as you can see, being only 8 inches long, it doesn't seem to have seen much use.
Ouch!
Then my friend Trevor offered the use of this one. It is 10 inches long and rigid. Like Tony's Wang, a 10-inch rigid is more than enough for most sturdy jobs, and it'll likely do well. But again, it seemed a little short for me. Moving up in size, I was offered this 14-inch Johnson by my friend Rob. Now, it might be long enough, but you'll notice this bend at the head of the tool. It's my understanding that quite a few Johnsons have a bend in them just like this one. And I'm told it could be awkward or even uncomfortable. Because of that, I tend to avoid bent Johnsons. Finally, my friend Nick offered the use of his 4-inch long King Dick. Now, I think we all know that 4 inches isn't really enough to get the job done. I tried to tactfully tell Nick, and he was quick to point out that if you play with it, it does get a bit longer, but only about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, not enough for our purposes. To his credit though, Nick's offering did remind me that I too have a king dick, and it might be perfect for the job. My king dick, however, is a full 36 inches long.
Jesus
now,
Christ.
I've used my king dick to lay pipe in the past. You can clearly see that it's well used and it can be extremely effective.
Oh my God.
I've never shown my king dick on video or publicly, so I feel obligated to issue a few words of caution. When using a tool this big, you have to be really careful. The power of a 36-inch tool should never be underestimated.
That is very big.
If you carelessly swing around a 36-inch king dick, you can do a lot of damage, maybe even wreck a home with it. So, being careful not to do too much harm, let's go see the damage that my 36-inch king dick is capable of inflicting.
Can I just say that this makes me... My brain just went immediately to "You spin me right round, baby, right round." Oh, look at him using his king dick. It's definitely doing the job. Damn. Even with that one. Well, you saw it here first, chap. Size does matter. Bum, bum, bum. That's... His dick is getting a lot of use.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that my 36-inch long king dick is a supremely powerful tool.
Yeah.
But as I was testing it out, Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer walked in and watched me work. Afterwards, it was suggested that my king dick wasn't a particularly versatile tool. She then challenged me to get into her beaver using nothing but my king dick. Since I never backed down from a challenge, let's go give that a try.
Oh my God! He really smashed.
As you saw, getting into Mrs.
her beaver well
with my king dick wasn't particularly hard. And I'll admit to being a little surprised to finding some semen inside.
Oh my God!
I don't think this semen's mine. In any case, that's all I have for you today. Well, I thought that's all I had for you, but my friend Nick saw this video early and was a bit upset that I dismissed the utility of his 4-inch king dick. So, to redeem his tool, he offered to show how well it can get into his wife's furry kitty.
Oh my God!
Let's give that a try.
I am speechless, bro. What are we watching, chat?
Well, I'm not sure it's anything to write home about, but I suppose a 4-inch king dick can be effective, at least in limited circumstances.
Nice.
But to be honest, I'm not sure 4 inches is enough to get the job done. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe.
all the questions.
And as always, have a great April 1st.
I have all the questions about this one. Jesus. Why? Yeah, that's a nice kitty indeed. Alright, we're up to date with the final video, I believe, which is this one, which is beating my one-eyed monster. And I gotta say, these are some cool locks. As someone that has mimic boots, this is cool to see.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is a real hands-on job. I'm going to show you what it takes to beat my one-eyed monster. And as an added bonus, I convinced a friend of mine to let me play with his one-eyed monster on camera as well. Now, before we go too deep into this, I should note that there are obvious similarities and differences between my friend's one-eyed monster and my own.
Okay.
Both are quite a handful and have a curved shaft, a large bulbous protrusion, and of course this small slit at the end. Both of them are also rock hard with a slightly soft covering on the outside. That's where the similarities end. Where mine is smooth and almost leathery in appearance, my friend's one-eyed monster is veiny, purplish, and has these small pustules or sores on it.
Oh my
I've never
god!
seen anything like those sores on my one-eyed monster, and my friend wouldn't tell me anything about how he got them, other than to say something under his breath about a girl named Karma. But enough said about that, because the question remains, how do you beat the one-eyed monster? As you might imagine, there are lots of different methods that I've tried to get mine to pop. I've even done it left-handed, but I'll show you the ways that I think work
even
best. And those
left-handed,
are
okay.
rapid stroking and, of course, a slower probing approach. I'll show you the rapid stroking method on my friend's one-eyed monster, and we're going to use the well-known three-step approach. Get a firm grip, establish a brisk rhythm, and the critical thing to remember is don't stop until it pops. I can't say that enough. Get a firm
Don't stop believing.
grip, good rhythm, and don't
Oh
stop
my
until
god,
it pops.
man.
Let's give it a try.
Oh my, he's, yeah.
Just like that, it
That was
popped
quick.
in my hand. Okay, now we'll try the slower probing approach
That was
on
quite
my
quick.
one-eyed monster. This
You could
method
say he had
emphasizes
practice
a more
with popping his friend's one-eyed monster. That or his friend really likes him.
gentle application of force, but like the rapid stroke method, a firm grip is essential. Now, this might take a little bit more time and teasing to get it to pop, but it is also very effective.
The teasy approach.
Okay, I can tell we're pretty close. This should be popping in my hand at any moment now.
Yes, it's getting pretty close.
And there we go. Now, if you want to beat the one-eyed monster even faster, there is the deep thrust method, which is exceptionally fast and effective.
Faster than the other one?
Is jam your tool into the little slit and wiggle it vigorously.
Oh my god.
Of course, you're going to need a tool that can reach all the way in. Not everyone has that. Okay, one final method for beating the one-eyed monster, and this focuses on the shaft. For this, you need something that can wrap around the shaft.
Okay.
You push and twist around the shaft, and eventually, if you do it right, it will pop in your hand. All right, folks, as you saw, there are lots of ways to beat the one-eyed monster. And keep in mind that everything I just showed you can also be done left-handed, if you just want to try something that feels a little different. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st.
I genuinely have no words for this. These videos have been amazing. It makes me question what we just watched, and I'm pretty sure I can't play this video to anyone that doesn't have any visual footage. Might be weird watching this reaction if you're watching it at work. But hey, yeah, this is pretty great. I am still wondering sometimes how he's just looking at lockpicks and going like, "Oh, this would make a great innuendo." As someone that really loves innuendos, I love those because yeah, innuendos are just lovely. I don't know, they're funny, they're witty, they're cool. I had a lot of fun watching the April Fool ones, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new one that's coming out this year. That's gonna be great. Thank you, YouTube, for bringing them to my attention. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed my reaction to it. I shall see you next time. And as always, let me know down in the comments what other video you would like me to react to.